Hello, it's Icy. I'm back. More of the Outer Worlds. We're doing that right now. What quest do we have? So, I think we are actually heading to Monarch. Stellar Bay. Fallbrook. Monarch. Alright, sounds good. Let's do it. Oh, did I get rid of all of the junk? I think I did. I did. We are good to go. Let's head out. Let me just do that. And okay, so quest-wise, I mean, like, oh. Just because I can. He wasn't using it. Sidekick quest-wise, we've finished Pravati's. So now we're up to Max. So we might take Vicar Max along on the next trip. Excuse me. Right.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
I don't even want to know. Am I going to have to kick you out, Ellie? Ellie? Ellie?
Max. Maximilian. Vicar. Something on your mind?
You're out.
You serious? I thought we were getting along just fine.
You're out.
Whatever you say. This was fun while it lasted.
I won't have it. I won't have it. Now, I realize that was just like a time-based thing, like a time-based interaction. But no, she's out. Let's go to Monarch. Cascadia landing pad? Stellar Bay landing. Well, let's go to Stellar Bay first, I guess. I mean...
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
I'm kind of regretting it mildly from the point of view of I might miss out on her quest to see what goes on there.
Welcome back, Captain.
But
how can I be of assistance? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
Look, Ada, I wanted to find out if you had anything to say. Anyway. Like, yeah. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Is what I'm saying. Don't be an inappropriate A person. How can you change a flamethrower to shock damage? Is that even possible? Or to plasma damage? Okay, that's weird. I don't know whose is the telescoping thing. Ooh, hang on. Does that mean I can change that one? Oh, I see. No, so I just got to deconstruct this now, because I thought previously that I would be able to change the additional weapon to like shock damage or plasma damage, but obviously not. Obviously that's not an option. So let's get out of here. She's out of here. And I don't regret it. Alright, let's try Pravati and Vicar Max. See how, not Pravati, Felix and Max. We'll see how we go. See, they both like the sports ball game that seems to be prevalent here. We'll let them talk about sports ball, shall we? Sounds good. Alrighty, let's hack it. Initiate remote landing. Oh, oops. Okay, so that's just summon my ship from somewhere else? That's weird. How do I get somewhere so far away that I need to summon my ship? So have a quick look around here. Oh, crud!
No! Are you alright?
I guess that first step's a doozy. It's a doozy, that first step, ain't it? Oh yeah. It's a doozy. What happens if you're playing on like there's like an ultra hard mode? Like, is it instant death? What happens if that's how you die? Huh? 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 What happens then?
Hey,
Hi.
hold on there. I gotta sign you in.
Okay. Sure. Hi, Grim.
Don't think I've seen you around. That
You
means you must
did.
be new to Stellar Bay.
This is like
You are new here, right?
I was a bit flat, bit red, squishy. We just landed on you. No? You seem surprised.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in.
No?
There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets
Cool
off-road
change coming
traffic.
through.
Us being cut off by the board and all.
Oh.
Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
I'll be
Well,
Alex Hawthorne.
There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code.
Thanks.
I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Is it really
We don't
that
get ship
isolated?
traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got
Oh.
a base in Fallbrook.
Ah.
And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
You know what I expected to find on Monarch?
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot.
I see.
But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Okay.
Did he just say raptidons and cannibals? I can't wait.
Are you saying the board's been lying about this
Oh,
place?
sure. It makes Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell.
Ah, the nostalgic stench of home. Can't say
That's
I
right.
miss the day-to-day.
I
of living
thought he
in
was
Edgewater.
from here.
Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Okay, I'm gonna have a look around.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you?
Sure will,
Oh.
Greg.
And if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Sure.
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tosswell poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself.
Right.
Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Who's
Boss.
Black Hole?
Come on. Black Hole Birdie. The Hole Meister. The Hack Attack.
That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest Tossball hackers ever.
Ever.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
Why is he called the Black
On
Hole?
account of him being the best hacker who ever played, nothing gets by him. He sucks up every ball that comes his way.
You could word that differently.
While Holcomb's had a lot of nicknames over his career. Used to be the tallywhacker on account of what he'd do to the score. Before that, he was the slick stick, because his shots were always so smooth.
Look, the options. See, a tallywhacker. See, that's quite a British term. So, let's not talk about this ever again. You're making this up.
I swear I'm not. At the start of his career, people called him the hack boss, but no one thought that was very catchy.
Okay. Poster sounds
I can't
valuable.
really say I'm just a fan of the game.
Okay.
But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are. And I figure my poster's been passed around by more than a few people by now.
Sure, I can ask.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Okay. We will go talk to Celia. What else we got here? But first we're going to go this way. Because this is the way we roll. We come and look for the blue boxes.
Alright, hushing up.
We look for the blue boxes. And we take the things out of the blue glowy boxes. Yup. Yup. Then we check the other side plus the blue. Nope, that was anyway. Hi. What you doing?
You want to talk to the boss? She's in the back of the warehouse.
Okay. Weird. So we got a bunch of MSI guards and sentinels. Wow. It's a big town. It's like way bigger than Edgewater. Alright, well, I guess we'll go straight in the bar. Hi.
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Okay.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
Right.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what
Good
can I
hair.
do for you?
Oh my god. Okay. Tell me about Nyoka.
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly.
Okay.
Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
You said you're not used to seeing new faces around here.
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the iconoclasts or some such.
Okay, tell me about Amber Heights.
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after.
Okay.
I thought everyone knew.
Nope.
But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though.
Why is this place called the Yacht
But it
Club?
had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
Are there yachts here?
Nope. But a man can dream.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me see what you get for sale. Let's sell all the junk. I don't think we have any. Nope. Wow! Look how much cash I've got. Nice. Hey, Nyoka.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
I was thinking, why is the top part of her head lighter than the rest, but it's kind of like a weird lighting shadow effect. You can see when she put her head back, it looked okay. Who are you?
Name's Nyoka. I'm the best big game hunter on the planet.
Uh-huh.
You're also the loudest big game hunter on the planet. And the drunkest.
Shut the fuck. Fair point. I deserve it, though. On account of being the best.
You're a hunter? You ever killed a rapt with your bare hands?
Sure. Let's go with it.
I was just regaling our drink master here of a time when a baby rap snatched an heirloom of mine. Had to chase it halfway to Fallbrook.
Mm-hmm.
When I finally caught it, I was so mad I tore its jaw clean off. Reached in, wrenched my medallion from its belly. Caught me an awful burn. But I'd say it was worth it.
A burn? You were disfigured? That rap leave you with some sort of grisly-looking scar?
Hey
Felix.
now, woman's gotta have her secrets.
Sounds like you'd be a great companion.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should
Interestingly,
join the MSI
normally it gives you like a
payroll.
neutral choice there.
Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure. Off you go.
Outstanding. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business.
Right?
I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
What do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month on account of needing one just about every day.
Right.
But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
You mean caffeinoid? It's just a stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Sure. Oh, okay. So we can't even use my own caffeinoid because I'm pretty sure I got some. Hi.
Well, we don't get many outsiders.
I know you don't. Hi.
Watch your step if you venture outside the walls.
Sure thing. Hey, everybody. Ooh. I don't think we actually need that one, so we won't worry about it. We'll just investigate with our investigating feet.
Hey, I saw that!
Uh-oh.
What do you think you're doing?
Just leaving.
Carry on.
Nothing to see here. These are not the droids you're looking for. That was from Star Wars, not Star Trek. Just thought you'd like to know that. Alright, cool. Cool. I like the fact that it lets you look in. Ooh, what's this? Several phrases have been marked off. Right between the eyes. It's a bingo sheet. There was 3, no 4 of them. That arrived with this big. Took it down with one shot. Buy me a drink. Buy. Hey, buy me a drink. Buy me a drink. Whoa, my frames. Okay, there we go. Right.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
I mean, I like the... So they haven't filled in every single house, which they could have done, possibly. I suppose they would have needed to increase the map size every time they did it. But I do like the fact that the houses that are locked up often have a point to them. Like they're evicted or there's something going on. That is a big gun. That's a very substantial piece of weaponry.
Advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir. Greetings,
Hi.
and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
You got money troubles?
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Why?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or a mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why?
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent type.
Darling.
Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
I mean, there's a story here, but I don't want to enable her. Because she's going into debt for this guy, and she hasn't even talked to him properly? Just ask him on a date.
I couldn't. What if he says no?
Then you'll save money?
Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
I feel this connection with Mr. Nandi.
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
You really want to be with somebody who you can't talk to?
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
But other fish in the
Not
sea?
in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up.
Okay.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
No, I understand. You have a vision for what you're after. I respect that. Also respect that you're not open to being hit up by your boss. That's really very, very sensible. Alright. Mr. Nandi, hey, how you going?
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I
Wasn't
tell
I talking
you our
to
new
Celia about something,
statistics-based
though?
advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
That's very generous with you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
I'm going where the wind
What
takes
a
me.
charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway.
Right.
Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only, I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Oh, there's a pretty rough option. It could always be both.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Okay.
I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What are you hoping to
To the
accomplish?
so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Sounds like you're freer than anyone else. Why
You talk
not
like
embrace
Graham.
Can't
Who's
imagine
Graham?
why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
it? Felix!
I used to be
Shut
young and idealistic
fuck
too,
up.
but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Sounds like something out of the chairman's own notes, Vic.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
Okay, Felix, you gonna get your ale booted as well if you're not careful. What do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Are you out of your mind? You can't just go crawling back to your old masters.
Well, we can't continue to subsist like this either.
Yeah.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
What's the plan?
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
How do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course.
Just one?
If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
I was starting to get bored listening to you, until you said the phrase extremely powerful ordnance.
It is quite the rush.
Where do I find one?
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Why are you saying it that way?
What? Which way?
You're saying arms instead of arms.
That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what.
Okay.
Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
I
What
want to
can I
ask
do
you
for you?
about. I met Grim, the landing
I
pad.
see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a good job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review.
Excellent.
What else can I do for you?
Tell me about the information broker.
Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate.
How do we get there?
You'd head south along the road and look for a mountain to the west. Not that I'd advise it. It's a terribly dangerous trek.
Okay.
But if you insist on going, I'd recommend taking a local guide. Nyoka would be a prime candidate.
Right.
If you can keep her sober.
Yes, I realized that this would be a problem. Questions about MSI?
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How'd you get kicked off the
I've
board?
asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Getting ahead of
You
yourself.
see what I have to deal with?
For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. Back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Oh, was it? And Terra 1 and 2. What happened to the other corporations?
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards.
Was I not wondering where
And as
Terra
the
1 had
other
gone?
corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to.
Oh.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause.
Yes.
But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
Forward
It's
thinking.
humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even
Yes.
a cursory review of the data bears that out.
Yes.
Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
So the leadership didn't embrace the ideas?
No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2, along with everyone else.
And yet here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet.
Good.
Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
Why?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws.
You won.
Your first mistake was expecting the board to cut you a fair deal.
Maybe.
I understand the sentiment, but if we can't rely on some sort of framework, then what do we have? I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Okay. Why exactly do you want back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Yeah, and once you go back to him, they'll own your dignity too.
Felix,
Without the board,
shut
chaos would overtake the system. Working within the established order isn't a principle to snub one's nose at, Captain.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that?
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
What leverage?
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, It'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
What's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
Sounds like the board gave themselves the power to arrest an entire planet.
They would say it's for the greater good.
And you sound skeptical.
Monarch may be dangerous, but it's hardly the wasteland the board describes it to be.
It's your ideas that called
Whatever the board's goals, the greater good has little part in them.
It's the ideas in Monarch that they're quarantining. You don't think much of Graham.
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
I will admit, I am keen to meet their leader.
Okay, Max.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Graham has a habit of ruining everything, and everyone around him.
You can get some strong feelings in the
I'm
matter.
trying to build something here. They only want to destroy things, and they risk ruining Monarch for all of us. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels, and pushes us further from the rest of the colony.
So, what's the downside?
Shall I begin with the supply shortages, or the subtle but constant threat of annihilation? He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
What can I do for you?
That's it. Thanks. Oh, it's a puzzle cube? I want to know it's a puzzle cube. Oh, I want to know it's a puzzle cube. Alright, so this is pretty interesting. Oh. There's 2 doors? Wait, this door. There we go. Hey, here's an executive. Alright, so I like the idea of the story, but I don't quite understand how this guy retains ownership, retains leadership of MSI, as opposed to being forced to take some other corporation name or something. It seems a bit odd. Otto, I've been checking your hours. You're well past due some time off. Why don't you take a few days? You spend entirely too much time staring at that terminal. Are you Otto?
Here to do business with Sanjar?
Nope. Because, maybe you're Otto. I don't want to be gendered about voices and names. Your report looks excellent. Numbers are front and center. You highlight our recent production gains nicely. One small adjustments. Could you increase the page margins by 17.3%? I want them to match the formatting of our other reports for maximum readability. I respect you, Sanjar. That's something I'd say. That's something I'd say. Sure, let's hack your terminal. View data. A summary report on conditions within Stellar Bay. Productivity has continued to improve since relaxing MSI's old restrictions, making allowances for employee benefits such as time off for illness and personal leave, 24% reduction in shift length, and 52% more positive feedback. Fishery output up 15% this year, showing a continuing but slowing growth of trend. Decrease in games compared to previous years, likely due to the deterioration of materials and morale, occasional shortfalls in our supplies, and the gradual loss of personnel to marauders, 7.2%, hostile wildlife, 10%, and iconoclast recruitment, 17%. Reconciliation with the board remains a long-term goal, but immediate concern is defending the city from hostile elements. Repairing damage to the city walls consumes approximately 32% of our annual budget. The best solution would be have an influx of skilled defenders and weaponry, but given the aforementioned factors and the effects on the local population, such a solution remains unlikely. Working slogans. MSI, our profit margins are stellar. MSI Soltuna, 43.28% more nutrient dense than leading brands. Stellar Bay, a tolerable center of commerce in a hostile and chaotic galaxy. Felix, you're wrong. Also,
Have
where's
you
his
talked to
poster?
Sebastian yet? What did he say? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago.
Ooh, all
I
that
still don't know
glittering
anything
at the
about
back
it,
behind the
but
screen.
if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse.
Alrighty.
But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Alright.
Oh, have you talked to him?
Not yet. Cool your jets. Right. Okay. I guess we'll keep heading up this road. Honestly, Felix, if you can't keep your mouth shut with your own opinions here, you are going to get yourself into trouble. Now, I know the other guy is also saying them, but he's saying them to me and not to the people we're trying to get on our side. So, you're going to let me take the lead here, Felix, or I'm going to send you back to the ship and not let you out. Hi?
Wouldn't mind smelling like salt tuna if we could sell more of it.
Yeah, fair enough. What we got? I don't need to steal their Adreno. Ooh. What have we gotten back here? Okay, I think, is this the Soltuna factory, maybe? Employer rights? What I really want to see is the employee rights. I'm going to steal your ammo. Oh, I see. It's just a big...
Velma seem out of sorts to you? She's always cranky.
Is she?
No, I mean more than usual.
Right.
Wouldn't know. I made it a point to stay out of her way.
Okay. But I will be back in a minute. Hang on. Hello, I'm back. Alrighty. So, we're looking around here, aren't we? Yes, we are. Velma, hi. How you doing?
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
What are you talking about, Catherine?
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook.
There was a lie option there. I missed it.
Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Your chief what?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tunas.
Oh, yeah, fish.
He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
If you say so.
Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind?
What's this about the foreman?
Caleb Herrick. Runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
So, why not?
Because we've got a budget, alright? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand.
I can talk to him.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it? I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
You said Braxton been stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming.
Okay.
And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the stereobiotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Hopefully, yeah, nice. Why don't you turn him in?
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the salt tuna, fat, and mostly tumor-free.
Okay, let's talk about Caleb.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Do they deserve the compensation?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work. Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
She's principled, in at least this area. I will begrudgingly give her that.
She's principled in all areas.
I think. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Okay, Sandra's gonna notice the shortfall before long. Will he hold you responsible?
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back.
Okay.
He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner. Fine
I'm
by
not
me.
willing to ask her about if she wants to meet Caleb halfway because I need to get his side of the story first. Who's Catherine?
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
Okay. Tell me about Grimm's
This
poster.
again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell.
Oh, what?
That about cover it?
Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady.
Right.
She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So it's about the money?
Damn right it is.
You saw the poster, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
But you're just giving away Grimm's poster? Didn't he pay for it?
I paid Sublight for it. So, it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
We can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
Work with me. I'm helping you to find Braxton, aren't I?
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster.
Okay.
Fine by me.
Alright, I'll talk to you later. Workbench. So all these explosive things around, presumably you can just blow up everything? Oh, mag to zap? Mag to power? Hey. Hey, Frederick. Oh no. Hey, Frederick. That's good. Off you go. Thanks, Fred. You looking at me, Frederick? Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? You looking at me?
Plenty of work to do, especially with so many no-shows.
Fair enough, Frederick. Whoa! What was that? I mean... I guess this is where they grow the salt tuna? What? Are they birds? What are they? I think they're birds. A broken tossball stick? Okay. Alright, that's the kitchen where we came in before. Presumably that just goes back out to the hall, which it does. Let's go upstairs. Shall we? Oh, this salt tuna. Well, I mean, at least these guys have something to eat, presumably. Ooh, one that actually requires lockpicks. Personnel files. Authorization code. Bypass. Okay. Be hiked. Hecht. Braxton Hecht. Salt tuna breeding cards, pharmacological formula, musings on why salt tuna seem to prefer Boston beans over plain Boston. Okay. Messages. 2. Hecht. Braxton the fishing tank, 23A, looking a little lumpy. If you're not going to make it in, that's fine, but you have to let me know so I can stay on top of the doses. Mr. Nundy, we really need to talk about the salt tuna situation. I've had to let 4 batches rot in the warehouse over the last 2 months because we're not finding buyers. I know the situation with the board puts us in a tough spot, but we need to start thinking about how we're going to keep Stellar Bay afloat if we can't get sales up. Seriously, where are you? You've missed 3 shifts. This is getting ridiculous, even for you. Okay. Optional. Velma's container key.
You gotta show me how you did that.
We got the signed tossball poster. I mean, that's not quite how I wanted to do this, but hey, we can do it that way. I mean, let's see what happens, right? Actually, let's go use the workbench. Because we have some mods to install. Right, do I have that equipped? I must do. Ooh. You can? What? I am really cross now. I trashed the other sniper rifle because it appeared that I couldn't change its damage type. Now you are telling me I can change its damage type? Pretty cross right now. Ooh, however, can I change that to plasma? Yes, thank you. I will turn that to plasma. We'll see how that goes, right? Yes, we will. Alrighty. Let's head up the street.
Smells like wrapped in here. Oh, it does work. I bought some musk from Sebastian to cover up the saltuna smell.
Trust me, this is worse.
Alrighty. I don't know where we want to go. Have we been here? No, this is Nell. Hi, Nell.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games.
No.
So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H Mammoths.
They're all pretty great.
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
You should stop by more often. The games are always better when you've got someone to celebrate with.
Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't mind bringing a couple drinks and settling in for the pennant match.
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, what can I do for you?
Can you take it too far there? Interesting. I can't quite read that last reaction.
Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Now what do you think, Felix? Huh? Now what do you think? Okay, alright. Oh, Or are we got here? Take the big cartridge. Sure. Sure, let's go up. Why not? Ooh. Let's save because, you know, sometimes I might miss a jump. What are we doing up here? Anything? Whoa! Oh no. Where does this take us to? Just all the way down again, and it's just a ladder that I missed. Is it? Huh. No, I mean... Oh. Plasma carbide. Thanks. Okay. No, we did actually get down to a, like, slightly restricted place here. Okay. That's cool. Where's our ladder gone? There. Faster than the ladder, right? Okay, interesting. So, I mean, we're just kind of chatting to everybody we can right now and exploring the map, which admittedly is slightly hard to do. Hi, who are you?
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before.
Why does everybody who's meant to be old...
Remember.
Oh my
what
god.
What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
Can I have the caffeinoid
And
supplement?
what a helpful young lady you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie?
I don't know, Auntie. You'll have to pry that secret from my sweet little cheeks.
Aren't you a saucy thing? I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie.
That got weird fast.
Maybe some other time, then, when Auntie's personal allotment of stimulation is restored. But I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for caffeinoid, weren't you? Who?
That's
private. Now, there's no keeping secrets from Auntie Abigail. I'll tease it out of you one way or another. Also, I really do have to enter someone's name for the allotment. After all, I have to keep track of where our little pills wander off to.
Why don't you just write it down as my name is Lots of Bits. Here we go.
Well, I suppose I could use the money to supply our little clinic for the rest of the town. Very well. I'll make an exception for you this one time. But let's keep this between us, dearie.
And you're going to tell me at some point I could have just broken in here and just, like, nicked it, right? And not have to go through that eminent creepiness. Yeah. Yeah. We didn't have to do any of that, did we? No. No. Maybe I shouldn't, like, steal everything. Yeah. Maybe I should just take what's needed. Ooh. That's just upstairs. That's her bedroom. Oh, yeah, we'll take that, though. She doesn't need a mag pick. Employee logon. Hack. Patient records. Naoka. Liver damage. Prolonged alcoholism. Attitude problems. Prolonged alcoholism. Frequent social withdrawal. Prolonged alcoholism. Rayan. I didn't give patient not found. I know. I didn't give you my name. Data storage. Williams E. Reactism plus pep you up. I hypnotized that I hypothesized this combination might awaken the mind and senses greater realities around us. If that's true, it seems my faculties quite overwhelmed in this instance. Shortly after the dosage, I experienced cold sweats, tremors, and mild paranoia. Perhaps due to these latter effects, most of my notes from the episode are of little use. Nevertheless, the results were most invigorating. I'll attempt a milder dose. Once the heart palpitations would subside, berry bush extract plus deliberol. She's just getting high and writing down the records. I theorized deadening the external senses might allow the mind's eye to glimpse the eternal. It was partially successful. It rendered me both blind and feeble, so much so I fell into a stupor. I woke some hours later in a pile of mine sick and a most curious craving for tile ritos. Costolorine and triple dosage. File empty? Edwards A. Work in progress. 23,000 words. Stella Bride. She's a wide-eyed colonist from Earth. He's a hard-working Soltuna farm from Monarch. Their attraction blossoms into a whirlwind romance that transforms Stella Blay. Chapter 3. A long way from Arkansas. You can put your things in here, Mr. Elliot said, leading Abby into the dim apartment. The place is small, but it had a certain cozy charm. Abby set her bags on the floor and loosened the straps of her jumpsuit. Mr. Elliot coughed, his face suddenly red. If you get warm, you can always crack the window. Breeze from the bay is real nice. Just be careful about the bandages worms. As Abby went to take the room key, her fingers brushed his. He had strong, rough hands. A Soltuna farmer's hands. She felt herself blush. You've been ever so kind to me, Mr. Elliot. Call me Archibald, he said. A. Edwards. Presumably Archibald Edwards. I need to work out who this is. The Passion Broker. A renegade iconoclast driven by his ideals finds love in the arms of a mysterious man with a tortured past. Will he follow his head or his heart? Chapter 2. Tall, dark, and handsome. Come on up, said a voice on the comm. It was dangerous and smooth in a way that reminded Broderick of iceberg-aged whiskey. The door slid open with a whisper of perfumed air. The hair rose along the nape of his neck, and he proceeded up the stairs. The broker sat with his back to a top-of-the-line, mostly charcoal personnel heater, slender fingers tinted. So this was the mysterious recluse who manipulated Monarch from afar. Roderick could feel the warmth of the heater from across the room, but it was the look in the broker's eyes that had him feeling feverish. The broker produced a pair of glasses and a bottle of something that looked expensive. He poured it off and held one of the glasses out to Broderick. For me, he said, trying to ignore the man's smouldering gaze. Indeed, the broker purred. I hear you're mad of bold tastes. Broderick took his glass. The broker continued, dark hair falling over darker eyes. That's what I've got, a rare proposition for you. The glass nearly slipped from Broderick's fingers. He drank it in one gulp to hide the tremor in his hand. It burned all the way down. Racy. Work in progress number 3. 140,000 words. Clinic of the Heart. A battle-hardened young Earth Directorate soldier visits a remote clinic on Monarch to heal his injuries. But when he meets Gale, an elegant, older nurse, she goes to work on his heart as well. Healing touch. Fletcher held her tightly. His strength had returned. Much was clear. Yet here he remained at the clinic. With her. He shook his head, as if he'd read her mind with his perfect green eyes. Gale, the Earth Directorate's calling me back. They want me protecting Byzantium, but I don't know how to leave, not after what we've found together. Then stay, she whispered, letting her breath warm his ear. I can certainly find a position for you here. Oh, laws, he moaned, pulling her closer. Shh. The only law here is love. Create a new account. Persistent connection to Central Communications Tower offline. Exit.
I'll keep quiet.
Well, that was entertaining. Right. Okay, I don't know how much of the town we need to investigate, but I think we need to investigate quite a bit more of the town. It's not the nicest looking town. It's pretty grim. I guess that's okay, right? I mean, it's not the end of the world if it's a grim looking town. Okay. Is that where we came in or not? No, that must be the way out. Yacht Club. Right, that was the... Okay, so this building here we haven't investigated yet. Or that one, which just doesn't look real. So it's just... this big one.
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick.
Talbot, put yourself together and tell me what happened.
I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
You're not going to report it to Mr. Nandi? So, the apartments, right? Grenade launcher 2! To S. Nandi? Sorry to bother you about this, but something foul is leaking from the apartment upstairs. Do you know what Celia's keeping up there? But she works for you, right? Do you think we should talk to her about it? To Irose. Isaac, can you please kind of keep your windows shut? As I tried to explain, leaving them open, especially when you've got food out, invites mantis worms. And a mantis worm infestation is everyone's problem. To Braxton. I know you keep odd hours. Is it Braxton? Because I've heard you coming and going at all times of day and night, but maybe you could try to close your door a little more quietly. I have sensitive nerves. And every time I hear your door, I think we're in the middle of another Amber Heights. Which is a bit sad. And presumably that's his room there. But we'll go upstairs first.
Whatever you do, don't mention tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
Alrighty.
I haven't seen him in a while. If you'd gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
Alright, so Isaac might be missing too. Full cranial helmet. Oops, wrong button. Nobody can see me, so let's sure have the heavy ammo. Why do we have two sorts of beds here? Anyway. Who are you? Hello? Do you live here?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
I'm looking for Braxton.
Braxton? I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
You've been taking drugs.
No! Okay, maybe, just a little. Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the marauders and the raptidons outside, you know?
Sure, where is he now?
Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Okay, thanks.
You wanna know what I think? This Braxton fella threw away the trappings of society and joined a pack of wild raptidons.
Felix, I'm gonna need to leave you at the ship if you keep on with this. Dropping a care package off with the Mathers in the old ruins south of Stellar Bay. Back soon. Laura, I know you're reading this. Stay out of my things. Laura. Laura. Oh, so that wasn't Braxton's room then. So who's the room with the body that we haven't gone in yet?
Murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues?
What a gruesome way to die.
Victim. Magnum. What is Magnum? The mag pick, sure. Fine. Got a lot of papers here. Several ragged outfits, all the same cut and colour, were stuffed into this suitcase or bag. Interesting. Anything else here that we can see? I think that's it, right? The victim. Betting slips lists some increasingly bold wagers made from a team called Mostly Colonists. It's from left field toss full betting. The stainless steel rat! Oh, what the hell? Okay. That's actually a book. If you're old enough, you may know it. And it's a book set, like, in space with colonists and all sorts of interesting, like, things. I've read them for ages. Like, years and years and years. I actually have owned some of them, like, bought them secondhand when I was young. It's like, yeah, I may have to go and read some now. But anyway, I think that's probably a good place to leave it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have been enjoying the series of The Outer Worlds. I've been having fun playing it, but Felix is walking pretty... I mean, I could lose two sidekicks in the one planet. Sure, they could be gone. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Come follow me over on twitch.tv/ICYIC, where I stream 4 days a week. I'd love to see you there. But thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.